Hello, welcome to the Health In Show, an affiliate program of Homeopathy World Community. You've come to the right place to tune in and participate with your comments and questions. Love is the greatest healer of all. But sometimes, in order to change our emotions, we must take action in other spheres of our lives. We speak with experts in alternative and complementary health fields and hope you will benefit in some small or great way. Remember, you are wherever your thoughts are. Make sure your thoughts are where you want to be.
Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. My name is Marilyn Shannon, and this is the Health and Show. And as always, we are always delighted to have you be a part of our show. It's you never know where we're coming from. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. We have our, our co-host coming from Portugal. We have another guest and another co-host coming from India. So we're all over the place, but we bring you the best of the best. And we're very happy that you're here to join us today. So before I introduce my co-host to you, I just want to remind you all to please participate in our chat. You can put your name under our video and you can comment, you can ask questions, whatever you like. You can also join us with video on Skype at computers number 2K voice. And we'd love to hear you come in there. If you have a question, you have a comment, you want to participate in the show, please do so anytime you like. So we welcome you always. So with that, I want to also say a big happy birthday to our dear Pretty Shaw, Dr. Pretty Shaw, who's celebrating her birthday today, and she's instrumental in the goings on of HWC, of Homeopathy World Community. So just want to wish her a wonderful, wonderful day. So with that, I want to say hi to Uta. Hello. How are
Hello
you?
there.
You doing good, Uta, with your dimples?
Absolutely perfect. I am, yes.
Good. Welcome. And Dr. Deepak, how are you doing?
Hello, everyone. I'm too good. Thank you, Marlene. Thank you for introducing me.
My pleasure. So would you go ahead and do us the honor of introducing our guest today?
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Deepak Sharma, and Executive Director of Homeopathic World Community. Today, we are having with Dr. Pankaj Aggarwal. I can say the Professor Dr. Pankaj Aggarwal, who is a renowned homeopath in India. He is a 32-year second generation experienced homeopath. He is a professor in organon of medicine at NHMC Agra. He is an international speaker and he is a favorite of many students in India. He is really a person who is teaching us, teaching every student. And even the best part of him is he is actually accepting like a student by himself. So today we are listening about the mental health when aging, a revolutionary perspective. This is really will be a wonderful show, and homeopathic world community will be on the platform for everyone. So we are requesting Dr. Pankaj Aggarwal sir to please speak for the general people. Actually, we are having the home pass, and we are having many persons who are not very known to the homeopathy or to listen to the first time to you. So we are welcoming you, sir, from entire homeopathic world community family. We welcome you. Thank you. Thank you, Marlene.
Namaste, everyone. I am really thankful to the this health show taking me on the board. First of all, I must say happy birthday to one of the host or co-host who is present here. And hi, everyone, those who are listening me. As already I am introduced by Dr. Deepak Sharma, my good friend. And uh, today I'm going to talk to you about the homeopathic perspective of mental health care in old age. See, there is a point of selecting this topic. First of all, I am talking about the old age people. I am talking about their mental health of the old people. And I am just going to talk to you very specifically and very pointingly about the homeopathic perspective, how homeopathic doctors, they take the problems, especially the mental problems of the old age people. So what I'm going to share with you is something created, something uh, I have just made one note on it. That is only for the general public, those who really want to know that can they think of homeopathy in the mental health issues of the old age people.
Can I just
So
interrupt you 1 second? I just want to clarify something. What
yeah,
age? What age are you referring to when you talk about older people? What from what age? What age are we beginning?
I will be telling it my presentation because that's something very important to tell, that who is to be called old, who should be known as old. And
Okay.
there are different definitions in different countries. So I've just collected few things. So I will be definitely telling what is the old age. But on the lighter note, I must tell you the 40 years is the age which is old age of the young age and the young age of the old age. So 40 is the one very important landmark which everyone should understand. 40 means the younger starts feeling old, and when you feel old, you start feeling yourself that still I am young. So that is 40 years is a very remarkable age which everyone should think of. So what I'm going to talk to you today is that the first thing, as ma'am just now asked me, what is old age, which we will be calling old. Second, regarding the status of the geriatric mental health in the world. What is the status in the world of the geriatric mental health? And since I belong to India, I will be just giving you some of the situations of the my country, India. Then I will be I'm telling you some identifying features which will be pointing towards the mental health issues with the old people. We should be able to understand that this old person is going into some mental health problem. Otherwise, they may go unnoticed, and we may feel that he is doing something wrong. Rather, he got sick. See, it is mostly happens that the old person going ill, and we are thinking he is playing, he is doing something wrong. Sometimes we are not able to understand the old person is into the mental health disease. So what should be the task about us, what task ahead for us, especially for a homeopathic doctor, and the reasons, then a little bit about homeopathy. Then we will be just talking some basics of homeopathic, what are the concept and what is the scope. Then some methodology, how we proceed with the treatment. I'm not going to discuss so much of detailed methodology and all, so that a general common masses can understand that in what way we approach the case of mental health of the old people. And if time permits, I will be just saying one or two case studies, or I will be able to conclude that. So another thing I tell you, culture is something very important. And culturally, if you see that India is one of the oldest countries regarding the culture. The nowadays, whatever the days are going on, they are called in Hindu philosophy, it is called Pitru Paksh. These are the 15 days going on. Today is the sixth day of it. In these days, we remember our old family members, those who are not with us now, they are in heaven, and we offer them water, we offer them food, and like this. It's a cultural ritual we do. So I took this opportunity of this health show to share with you everyone that these days are regarding remembering our very old and not available family members. So I just going to talk about their mental health and how we should approach them, and how homeopathy is really going to be very, very fruitful for that. So starting with, what is old age? So I just say it is the later years of the life with reference to infirmities and diseases. Elderly consist of ages nearing or surpassing the average lifespan of the human beings. The boundary of the old age cannot be defined exactly because it varies with the societies. Government of India adopted national policy on older persons in January 1999, defines senior citizen or elderly as a person who is of the age 60 years or the above. So the simple understanding, as ma'am you were asking, that in India, 60 years and above is the beginning of the old age, and we are to see if you study each country. Here, so many people are sitting, and maybe so many people are listening me belonging to different countries. I must tell you that every country they have a policy on the old age people. So policy on their mental health issues, policy on their economic issues, policy on their physical health issues. So I told you what is there in India of my country. You can just make out. But then as I studied, it is somewhere nearby 60 and around. So 60 years and above, you can say to be known as elderly people. So let us just have a one kind of status inquiry about the geriatric mental health. I must tell you, this is a silent epidemic. Nowadays, the time of pandemics and epidemics and all these days are going on. But because of this pandemic, this pandemic has shadowed everything. But still, it is shadowed, it has not gone. And generally, if you study about the geriatric mental health of the whole world, it has to be very simply to be called as a silent epidemic. Why? Out of 7.7 billion world population, about 15% of the adults suffer from mental disorders. They are dementia, depression, substance abuse, anxiety, and so many such diseases. I just noted some of the diseases which is quite prevalent around. World is aging at a fast pace. By 2050, 1 in 5 will go 60 years or above. Mental disorders will also go up in them. So we can imagine what kind of situations will be there. And it's a call, and every doctor, whether he is a health worker or a homeopathic doctor or of any stream, it is a call. He has to take a call on this. See, what we learned from this pandemic, that we need preparations to handle everything. So we need to be prepared. Doctors have to be prepared. Society has to be prepared. The society, including all stream doctors, have to be prepared how to take this silent epidemic that 1 out of 5 going to be 60 and above means old. And out of that, there are so many those who are going to have mental health issues in the old people. So uh, India presently is a young country, it is said, but then you can imagine India is also going to be grey. India is graying. Second country in the world population, 1.30 billion. Elderly population in India is steadily increasing. As of now, 104 million oldies, 53 million females, and 51 million male. Going to be 173 millions in the next decade. So geriatric mental health in India, again here it is a silent epidemic. The average occurrence of mental health problems both in rural and urban communities is about 20%. I'm talking the Indian population. After that, old population, in that old population, 20%, including rural and the urban, 20% they get mental health issues. The mental disorders frequently seen include dementia, mood disorders, depression, and many more. These are most commonly, and definitely those Indians are listening, and I am also getting such cases in our clinics now. Others disorder that include anxiety disorders, generalized anxiety disorders and such conditions, drug, alcohol abuse, delirium, psychosis. The increasing burden of geriatric mental health in India is approaching a kind of silent epidemic.
Can I need to interrupt you a second because this is very
Yeah.
interesting. And I'm living this world right now because I am 66, but my mother is 95. And so where I'm living a lot of what you're saying. So is also the numbers um, valuable because we're also living longer. I mean, what you're talking about is one thing, but the span of time between, let's say, myself or a 60-year-old, and now we have so many in the United States. I don't know about India, but in the United States, we have so many people living longer, vibrant members of our community that are in their 90s. It's extraordinary. So is that also, you know, is your studies, how does that reflect that, the fact that we're living longer?
Yes, see, it is there, but then if you live longer, chances of getting sick and especially getting mentally sick are also bright enough. I see, in 2014, I was in USA, LA, and some patients of mine, they just got me there, and I met so many of patients, and I learned a great thing from LA, USA, that I'm getting a patient 90 years, and he was looking sad to me. I asked Mr. Ram, his name was Ram Agarwal. So I said, Mr. Ram Agarwal, I'm seeing you very sad. What is the matter? Then he told me, today I left my job. I was surprised, being Indian. I said, 90 years you're in job? He said, I was working 9 to 5. And now I said, what will you do? He said, tomorrow I'm going to hunt another job 9 to 5. So I appreciate, here I made a point in India. In India, the one who is working in some office, maybe government or non-government, he gets retired somewhere 60, 65. So I found they start feeling old. See, it's a matter of feeling. If you're feeling old, you're old. But that is the point I learned in for my clinical tip, that one who is doing a job, when I come to know, he comes to me, I said, 10 years, 5 years, you're going to retire. What are you doing after that? I want you to have something to do so that you should feel yourself that I am worth it to this world. Since we have this feeling that I am worth living, you're not old. But if you lose that feeling and you start feeling I am just a crap, you are an old person, whether you're 20 years old. So this is what is my understanding regarding the old age. But then I told you with the policy issues also. So should I go ahead, ma'am? Please allow me.
Oh, yes, go ahead. But does anybody else have any questions or anything? Uta, Deepak, anybody have any question? Uta? No? Deepak?
No, it's
Okay.
okay.
No.
Okay.
Are you okay with whatever I am saying? You
Yes.
agree with me?
Is it okay if I keep asking you questions?
I'm very happy with that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because my mother is 95 and she, not officially, but unofficially, has just stopped driving. So, yeah, yeah. I mean, very interested in what you have to say because this affects us all because we're living longer, and when you live longer, you know we're going to find more cases of dementia, or in our case, a lot of conflict in our family because of the things that you're talking about. So, yeah, please do go right ahead.
Yeah. So I'm just going to say some of the identifying features. Whatever I'm going to talk to you now further, those who are listening me, my experiences are with the Indian old society, because I mostly work in India, in Delhi, and I should speak my experience with every one of you, not the books, because every one of you are very much into the books and know all the details, but then experience is something which I must share with every one of you. So I am just going to share something which is my experience with the Indian society. So India is a multicultural, pluralistic society with enormous socio-economic disparities. Here, things are not easy to practice. I am to learn that how the old people they live. Yesterday, I saw one couple. After that, the male person suffering with cancer, both are above 60 years. And when I went into their life situations and their life stories, I came to know that they got married around 45 years of age. They don't have children. And out of that, another 10 years, both of the persons, husband, wife, they were taking care of their parents. So they lived separately. So I said, this is something very great to know that at the age of some 50, 60, you were having a courtship period. You just imagine, you can make a movie on this. It will be going to be a very good movie. So this is how the things are very pluralistic, multicultural, and multicolor, you can say. So it's a daunting task to provide care to this heterogeneous population with variable knowledge of attitudes and practices. All Ayush systems are well equipped with to serve this multi bio, psycho, socio, cultural, economic society. Because I'm using all these words, others may be feeling difficult, but then if you just find, I'm saying biological, psychological, social, cultural, economic components, all those factors, they influence the whole of the society, especially the geriatric mental health. Then what is the task ahead? The need of the geriatric mental health, what all of us can do. So we all there are so many other sciences which are included in the Ayush. Ayush is a you can say a word, you can say it's a abbreviation for the different alternative branches which is being under the patronage of Government of India. So in that, the Tibetan medicine comes, in that Buddhist psychology comes, Tibet astrology science comes, Ayurveda comes, yoga comes, Unani, Siddha, homeopathy, all these things are under the Government of India patronage nowadays. And the Western medical science, they all are the stakeholders to take care about the mental health issues, which is going to be an epidemic, already a silent epidemic. So Western medical science in community medicine has been doing lots of work for elderly. Ayush, which includes Tibetan and all these names I've told you, we all have to adopt so many things which is being done by the Western medical sciences. Very, very important. But obviously, we have something very, very exclusive in each of the branch of the Ayush, which is very exclusive for the geriatric mental health care. So if we just see in the reasons, India in a state of transit. It's a very, very important thing to understand regarding the India, that it is in a state of transit. What I mean to say, I'm just going to explain. Urbanization and westernization, changes in the social structure, male adaptive emotional response, female sex, low education, being a widower, divorcee, medical comorbidities, poor social economic status, disability are all well established factors playing significant role in this. So what I just want to say, if you just read the, like I'm now some 50 years around, so I can just tell you what was the status of the old people some 30 years back. They used to be in home, not going out. Now if you see, it's altogether different. So many things are changing, and overall we are changing a lot as a society. So that is why, because we are in a wave of change, so we are in a kind of transit condition. So when that is in transit, the situations regarding the old also in the transit. So I'm here to address with homeopathic perspective. So just little bit about homeopathy. What is homeopathy? Those who all are listening me, those who are homeopathic doctors, they know about it very well. But these words I'm going to speak for those who are first time listening about homeopathy. But I think this pandemic made everyone to learn about homeopathy. What is homeopathy? Because it has been very, very effective for this pandemic, and people learned sometime these conditions, these alternatives are doing miracles. So homeopathy is very simple meaning. It is similar pathos, similar sufferings. What we are doing, we are simply cutting the iron with the iron. We are neutralizing the poisonous disease with the poison. This is what is the understanding of law of similia. Means we are treating you with a similar kind of disease, not same, similar kind of disease. That's a difference between the same and the similar. Then among various medical approaches, one is in homeopathy, one is a homeopathy, a medical approach of 19th century, healing through the vital force, or you can say the immunological aspect of our body. Our homeopathic medicines, they actually help, not suppress, help the immunological aspect of our system to fight out the disease. Very simple understanding is this. We name it with vital force and everything, but for those who are not into all the homeopathy and all, they can very simply understand that we are working through the immunological aspect. Homeopathic medicines are to be called as pro medicines because it only simply stimulate the immunology of our body system so that it can take care of whatever it has to do, means combat the infection. And if you just go into a little bit of the history part of it, so you can say that in 18th century, a young allopathic doctor of those days, Samuel Hahnemann, he rebelled against the misguided notions of the new rationalist in the world of that medicine. If you go into the 18th, 19th century studies and the history of it, you will come to know how rationalist thoughts were there, but they were just in the medicine, they were avoiding the experience and they were just talking with the logic. And logic does not help in the medicine. It is only the experience which help in the medicine. So Hahnemann those days only understood the Western version of the Vedic medicine envisioned by Pythagoras, established by Hippocrates. These are the olden people named those who have real work they have done. But then in the Western medicine, these people, they are considered something, but then their words and their views and their experiences were not given that many importance. So if I simply say regarding the history, in just two viewpoints are there. Theories in which diseases have exist independent or separate from the suffering organism. Here, discerning disease is called diagnosis. Means the disease is foreign. But then the another view is that diseases have dynamic origin within the organism. It is the part and parcel of the organism. The disease itself is not something foreign. And that particular thing we name in homeopathy as individualization. This is a very simple nutshell understanding. So if we just conclude this part of homeopathy in nutshell, homeopathy is the Western Vedic medicine, considers mental and physical ailments holistically to treat with its medicine contains similar group of symptoms. Very simple. These medicines are known their symptoms by human probings. Our homeopathic medicines, how do we know about what all they can do? By human probings. Hahnemann, that who discovered homeopathy, he proved 100 medicines, and thereafter many people have come, and we have some more than 5,000 medicines or maybe more in our proving list with the symptoms and everything. The whole of the phenomena, that is the symptoms, due to biopsychosocial factors in essentially taken to prescribe homeopathic remedy in a given case. So if you see the scope of homeopathy, any medical system will be called a complete system if it can cure the curable disease, it can palliate the incurable disease, and at the same time it can prevent. So if you just on this criteria try to understand homeopathy, so it can cure the curable and it can palliate the incurable, like all those cancer and autoimmune diseases, and it can prevent. We can very well prevent all these infectious diseases, and there is a lot of history available. Go into the Spanish flu, go into various influenzas, we go into the history of typhoid had been treated. So like this, there are so many diseases where homeopathy played a great role, and the same thing we are doing here. I myself treating COVID-19 cases in India around my place, and more than some 200 patients I have treated very successfully. Patient is not going into a very serious condition. Patient is not going into the hospital at all. They are into a lot of terror, but thanks to all the blessings of my teachers and my father who was a homeopath, and all my elderly family people, those who have been blessing me right from the heaven, I am getting very good results and doing very well. If all the experts agree to the criteria that each expert must work out about theirs, so we have to understand what we all can do. I am doing all those cases which can be cured, and I am able to cure them. I am doing cancer cases, kidney failure cases, autoimmune disease cases. I am getting very good palliation. Palliation so good, they live a very healthy life. And like this, all these things we all are doing. At the same time, we are doing the prevention. I just distributed homeopathic medicine in the police personnel of my area, and they were so happy that though they were serving for the society, but then most of them did not have this disease, despite they were at the threat at all, like this. So homeopathy has a very good potential to prevent it as well. So if we simply understand what is this individualization and the functioning of the body, what we do, that the living being, in that we just choose, find out the pattern of the disease. We just find out the pattern of the disease of the medicine. That is all played on the vital energy, the body power, our immunity system, you can say very simply, and we just match them on similarity. That is called homeopathy. So if we go further, that how we are approaching to the elderly mental health issues. So what is the methodology to find out the things? Very simple words I'm going to say, that in actual practice, the differences are often the deciding factor in the choice of the homeopathic remedy. To use a frequently quoted epitome, homeopathy does not treat the disease, it treats the patients. Now, for example, the old age mental health issues, let us take some very recent example. There are, just now, before starting with your show, I was talking to a family, and in that, one 60 years old man, he suffered with some kind of fever and every such thing. And when he got tested, he found COVID positive. RT-PCR came positive. So he's discussing with me about what anxiety he has about him, what anxiety he has for his business, what anxiety he has for his rest of the family members, those who are the grown up and the children. So look at this anxiety. And with this anxiety, this man, he wants to be in a constant absolute rest. He does not want to move. So this very symptom, his future anxiety, and he physically wants to be stand still. Movement is not liked. It very clearly defines a medicine, Bryonia alba. So I prescribed him Bryonia alba. So like this, another patient in the family of this, what I am talking, the another lady who is maybe 55, 57 years old, maybe his wife, he is telling that all these symptoms, but she has got no thirst. So very clearly we need to differentiate here. No thirst. Can we give pulsatilla here? What is the difference between pulsatilla and the brainia? Brainia is one such medicine which hates, which aversion to movement. The brainia patient wants absolute rest, but the pulsatilla wants movement. Pulsatilla likes very slow and steady movements. So when I asked that lady, she told me that she likes to be moving a little bit around. She cannot absolutely in rest and no thirst. So I prescribed her pulsatilla. So I am going to say how these symptoms, they differentiate the medicine. Every one of you know, we are not going to prescribe for COVID-19. We are going to prescribe that how a person suffering with COVID-19, he is reacting. One is absolute rest. One is, I want movement. For one, brainia. For another one, pulsatilla. So this is how I am going ahead with my patients. So going further, that it is added that homeopathy is only method by which the prescriber is able to thus individualize his medicine. And I'm very sure I sleep very easily at night because I know that Hahnemann's law of similia going to work. Tomorrow morning, patients are going to give me good and healthy news. They will not be really ringing me at night because they are better with the medicine. And the timing taken by the homeopathic medicine, they ask me how long it will take. I always say the next dose, you take one dose, by the next dose time, you will be feeling from inside that I am better. So homeopathic medicine work with the first dose. So it is lightning effect. Everyone, those who are practicing homeopathy, those who are treating themselves with homeopathy, they can really find out that how lightning effect homeopathy works. It is not slow. Mind it, it is not slow. So methodology in the mental health care cases, how we are going, what is the methodology, what is the approach we are doing. Separate guidelines in treating mental diseases, irrespective of age and gender, are given in homeopathy. No such entity as pure mental diseases. It means predominantly present mental symptoms. Three types of mental diseases, what in homeopathy we consider, is psychosomatic, somatopsychic, and doubtful origin. I mean, there are certain diseases which are because of the psychological origin, because you suffered with lot of anxiety and you are getting some complaints and you are getting mentally sick. Or what is the possibility? Because of the anxiety, your body got sick, that is psychosomatic. And uh, there is a condition like it has been, I'm just seeing in my cases very, very seriously, those who are suffering with the physical dreaded disease like tuberculosis. I'm just experiencing the cases. They suffered with tuberculosis, they got anti-tubercular treatment, and they find them all right in the life. But then they are suffering with many kind of mental health issues. I treated one case, that lady who is now maybe some 70 years of age. She was suffering with the psoriasis, and she got her treated with the very good dermatologist, and her psoriasis become all right. And after that, she suffered with a bone tuberculosis. You can understand, you just note down the series, it has a connection. Suffering with the Pott's disease, that is the spinal bones TB, she was treated with another very good tuberculosis doctor. Yes, and he also succeed in treating her tuberculosis. And after some couple of years, this lady, she suffered with very serious generalized anxiety disorder, in that she became maniacal. And she was treated with many very, very bright psychiatrists. And all those psychiatrists, when I spoke to them, they said, we are unable to understand the medicine. Half tablet knocks him down, any patient, or launch some medicine in India, allopathy, psychiatric medicine. This lady is able to digest 3 tablets a day and she is not sleeping. And when I examined her, I was 24 hours with the patient only. And I observed. And after that, I gave her stramonium tenem. My stramonium tenem few doses, it did a wonder. Now, at the moment, this lady is not at all on any psychotropic drugs since she is old, since she is having other issues. So she is just taking care of it. But then, thanks to the homeopathy, that she became very well out of this maniacal conditions. So, what we do in homeopathy, we very simply listen you, as I just told you one of the case studies. We note down what are the most striking features. This most striking features we find out in each case, and we match with our medicine, what is the indicated medicine for those on that basis, and they become all right with those conditions. Now, how we understand patient is improving? Very simple. There are signs of improvement we note. What are those signs of improvement? The first is a great degree of comfort, increased calmness, freedom of mind, high spirits. And rest is, everyone knows, appetite and all those things. But these are the very, very important things that we should be able to note down, that a kind of comfort in the patient, when you just watch him, you can make out. So you can very
Dr.
simply
Panjag,
say,
we have a question on our chat, and
yeah,
I don't think we answered this quite yet, but I'm going to our guest on the chat wants to know why stramonium.
yeah. See, I just told you that we match with the symptoms. So if you allow me, I just tell you that case study, you will be able to understand why stramonium. So improvement sign, the last sentence I want to say on that improvement sign, a kind of return to natural state. And I'm coming to the question. So in that case, I tell you, this lady, she was depicting very clear-cut stramonium, that along with she was all the time shouting and talking. You know, stramonium patient talks a lot. It is in a garrulous state. It is like we know the talkativeness of lechesis, but it is much more than lechesis in stramonium. And stramonium wants two very, very important things: light and company. He cannot stand darkness, and he cannot stand a loneliness. So this lady wants so many people around. She wants all the light open, brighten room anytime, day or night. And all the time she was telling that this my throat, it is choking. She was feeling a lot of choking in the throat. So if you just open stramonium in the Materia Medica, what I told, everything is there in the stramonium. So I hope the one who is asking me the question will be able to understand why stramonium. Please go through stramonium. What I told, all these symptoms are present in that lady, and stramonium only then did very good, wondrous result in that case. Yeah, we can just take questions now, ma'am.
Yes, and Dr. Pangasar, this is really wonderful answer for the stramonium. And here we are doing the health shows for the general paper, and we are not prescribing any remedies. We are just suggested to everyone to reach your homeopath around you, or you can consult any homeopath online. On you can join the homeopathic word community or consult at the community, but we are not prescribing any medicine. We are just discussing for the cases Dr. Pankaj Aggarwal sir already treated with the stramonium, and stramonium is a medicine we are having in our homeopathy. So this is really wonderful, sir. And the question was asked the guest, and she's satisfied. And you can go ahead with your presentation, sir, if you have.
I'm saying these are the very, very important things which I want to discuss with everyone, and I fully agree with my colleague, Dr. Deepak, that homeopathy is a very, very specialized branch, and the medicines, all medicines are poisons, and poisons for the good to be taken with the support and the recommendation of the doctors only. Yes, I agree with that. So now next points are very other thing. You know, one is aspect is regarding the medication and in homeopathy how we approach. But apart from that, if we come for all kind of streams of systems of medicine, society and family, how they can really contribute towards the health of such geriatric cases. So I must say that what are the other supports? Because we must agree, treatment is going to be successful only when you are going to support, when family is going to support, when society is going to support. Nowadays, it's a very cafeteria approach in the clinics. C for cafeteria is made. I tell all my patients, my clinic means C for clinic, not C for cafeteria. Why? Because they come and they say, they ask, see, this is how my mother's suffering, and your medicine did not help. I said, no, but then last week he was much better. What happened? Then he is telling me I had a fight with him. In Indian society, if son is fighting with a son, it is going to be a very bad health status for the father. Maybe everywhere father is a father, everywhere mother is a mother, everywhere grandfather is a grandfather. Everyone, every human being and every elderly, he demands respect, he demands attention, he demands that he should be given all those values he deserves for. He worked for the society for 60 years and 70 years and maybe working more. But then how society and a family can ignore him just like a trash? It cannot be possible. So what we need is support. You cannot throw the old people in an old age home or somewhere in a corner of the house or somewhere in a hospital and just kill them. This is not possible. And old people are required in every home. They are very useful lot. They are very extremely required people, because they have such experience of life we all are not having at all. So such patients need psychosocial interventions to promote their mental health, like providing them security, freedom, social support. Like, for example, my mother lives with me, and all the time, if I tell her, why are you talking on the phone? You should not talk so much on the phone. So she will feel that I'm not free at all. My son always try to boss upon me. This he, like, for a mother, what is son? She delivered him and she made him so tall, and she only taught me how to speak. But then how can I boss on her? But then this is how happens, and they lose security, they lose freedom, they lose social support, and it causes lot of mental issues. And there are other community development programs. You know, the whole world, including India, they sensed all these kind of things. So they made so many other programs apart from security, freedom, and social support, that nowadays, if any elderly calls in police of any country, and in India also, police is going to be very strict about it with the family members if you are really troubling them. Now, in Indian society, and I know that all the world, they are giving financial support, they are giving economic support to the elderly people. It has been noticed in India that because of this financial insecurity, the old age people in India, they were in a very precarious conditions. So for that matter, Indian society and Indian politics and Indian parliament, and then thereafter Indian laws are made like this, that all the elderly above 60 years, they are given pension, maybe a very small sum, but then definitely it gives them lot of security, financial security. So family should extend them love, compassion, care, affection, empathy, respect, politeness. I repeat, those who are listening me, love, compassion, care, affection, empathy, respect, and politeness. They are now, for them, color of the cloth is not important. For them, any kind of perfumes and fragrances are not important. For them, It matters that son and the grandson, if they are lovingly talking to him and her. It matters a lot if the family members are compassionate enough. It matters a lot if really elderly people are properly respected, and when they are spoken to very very polite language. It is very very important. If we do not do this, we are not going to cure with even homeopathy. I am sure about it. With homeopathic treatment and adequate care, these patients can become healthy and productive lot of society. Means you can really make them a productive lot of the society, for the reason that they have such a big experience. Like for example, if you see India, in a joint family, what happens? The younger people, those who are between 25 to 60, they are working outside earning money to run the house. Elderly are taking care of the children, and children are taking care of the elderly. See the combination, see the system. And it does not cost to each other. It does not cost. You're not to create old age home, you're not to create crutches for that. So this is the Indian society system. So if I simply conclude it, because it is just the last moments, serve the humanity by treating the being, not his physique. We are not here to treat only liver. We are not here to treat spleen. We are not here to treat lungs. We are here to treat the being. And we are not here to treat chemistry. We are here to heal them. In elderly, ultimate aim should be to prepare them for the divine journey. That's a very, very important, you can see the keywords, that we are to prepare them for the divine journey. And if we are not able to take up these kind of words and practices, we suffer a lot. We later on going to be old. I'm going to be old one day. How I'm treating my mother, my son is watching me. And he will just see, we as a parents and we as a teacher and doctors, we are answerable to the society, and especially our children. They are watching us. What we do, they learn. What we say, they don't learn. So they are learning me, how I'm treating my mother. And they will definitely treat me in the same manner, I believe so. And it's a fact. So my dear, all the listeners, I request every one of you, if you have elderly people in home, in your neighbor, in a very nearby area, please go, be loving with them, talk to them compassionately, respect them, and you will get lots of blessings, I'm sure. Thank you very much, everyone, and I'm open to the questions.
Thank you very, very much. I'm so glad I was here right now, because what I just heard made all the difference in the world to me. So thank you so much. So
Thank you.
Deepak, do you want to?
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. This was really wonderful learning from you. And here, the perfect answer is that there is no age for the old. What are the thinking you make the old? Here, Merlin is there, Merlin mother is there, but they are, if they are not feeling and the old, they never to be going old. So this is the perfect, and the old age is only need care and the respect.
Yes.
Yes, and the main thing is the respect. If you give them the respect, care will automatically uh, given to them. So respect is the most common word we are using for the our elderly persons in India and everywhere. I seen in many cases, even in the recent time or the COVID time, I felt that if one 70-year-old person is came in my clinic, and he just said, "Doctor, I am having a congestion in my chest, and nobody's examine my chest. So, doctor, you please can do the examination of my chest." And I said, "Yes, sir, I can do that." And I do the examination. And after and during the examination, he's feeling better. So, actually, the respect and the care is the most common word using for the elderly person. And
Healing touch. Healing touch.
interest. Yes, sir. Sir, you this is the correct word. And Dr. Pankaj Aggarwal, you said very wonderful, and everyone appreciate you. I know
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you
you
so
are
much.
my teacher, you are my mentor and teacher of many students in India and internationally, and you are the one. I always talk with my problems and you solve it. So really thankful to coming on the Health In Show. We you already did a show with Debbie Brack. So I talked to Madeline that we will have a show with Dr. Pankaj Aggarwal, sir. So thank you so much for being there, and really thankful from entire homeopathic world community family. You
Thank
are
you.
also
Thank you so much. Thank you.
you're also a member of our family. So please keep in touch. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank-
Sure.
I'm going to ask Uta if she had a question, but I just wanted to say, I've been taking care of my mother for months and months and months, and now my daughter is doing it. So just what you're saying is, is perfect because, it's what's happening in my family. So thank you. So Uta,
No, I was just wanting to say I very much appreciate that you actually mentioned the environment of the elderly, the treatment of their family. This is so very important and is so often forgotten. And it was wonderful listening to you actually mentioning this and making a point of it, because it's lost in our fast-paced world. And thank you very much for bringing that up and making that, which it is, one of the main factors to the health and the mental health of the elderly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Uta, do you have anything to say about what's going on with HWC?
Well, we have upcoming, we have coffee, tea, and cocktails, our talk, chat, so to speak, of homeopaths chatting together about topics of the current time that are interesting and that need to be discussed. We have an art session coming up, our creative hour, where we will be doing paper cutouts. And we have very exciting, we have an upcoming round table discussion where our very own Marilyn Shannon will be facilitating a roundtable discussion on the attentive listening. And are you really listening? So that's something to look forward to. And if you haven't joined HWC yet, please do so. Look for us at Homeopathy World Community and stay in touch.
And thank you, Amnon.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next month.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by Telestream's Wirecast software, StreamingGear.com, Carolina Apparel, and DeltaForce.net.